Well, welcome to the Stone Roadie podcast. It's the one you don't want to miss. It stars Craig Reed, the Stone Roadie, and Griff, the rocket scientist. Let's not forget Kathy GODSEY and all the old friends that come along. Lord, we'll be talking Skynyrd and leaving you with a song.
Podcast 92. Alrighty then, looky here. This is podcast 92 of the Stoned Roadie Show. And my name's Craig Reed, aka the Stoned Roadie. And this is my co-host, the lovely Miss Kathy GODSEY. So take it away there, Kathy. What are we going to talk about this week?
Hey, Craig, looky here. We're doing a game tonight called 20 Questions with Craig. And I had this idea and I said, instead of people always asking questions of you about the band and guitar strings and amps and road trips and all that, let's ask questions to learn more about Craig. So Craig said, okay, let's go for it. You're going to be the producer of this show. So I wrote it. I'm producing it, I guess. And I asked for questions a couple of weeks ago. Actually, Craig asked for questions about himself. And we received a lot of questions about you for you to answer, but there are also a lot of questions about just regular questions, so that we're going to address those on a podcast next week. Actually, August 24th will be the anniversary of my first podcast with the Stoned Roadie Show. So we'll try to do on August 24th. We'll shoot for that date. We'll do another one to address all the other questions. But I'm really excited because I figure let's play this game, 20 Questions with Craig. Craig did have a chance to preview these questions, so he should be ready. So before we do that, I just do want to do the shout outs to some important people. First and foremost, Cousin Figel, who's been in our prayers. And as you mentioned a couple of weeks ago, Cousin Figel was recently diagnosed with pancreatic cancer. And what would you like to say about Cousin Figel, Craig?
Well, I mentioned to my son Chad about his situation, and he sent me a video about this guy that had the same situation, and he went took his dog to a vet. And he was telling his vet about his problem, and his vet told him to go get some dog dewormer and start taking it. So he said, well, nothing from nothing leaves nothing. And he didn't have nothing else to lose. So he went to the vet and got him some dog dewormer. And so I got lost there. But anyways, Chad... I told Cousin Vigil about it, and so I sent him the video, and so he watched it, and he went to the pet store, got some dog dewormer, and he started taking it, and he's been taking it, and he gave me that Survivor guitar to auction off on eBay last week, and it's selling for like $15.52 right now, and
that's great.
It's going to close tomorrow, but he's been sending me a lot of stuff from the foundation, the old foundation, and a bunch of stuff from a long time ago from the fan club and stuff, to auction off and on toward the forgotten.
Right.
Survivors Fund, and he was talking about this guitar strap he was gonna maybe send me, and I said, well, maybe you should wait till that dog dewormer what the situation is before you send me any more of your stuff. Yes. I hope stuff works, and you might regret getting rid of some of this stuff. So that's about it, but. Yeah, that's about the situation with Cousin Figel right now. Yeah.
All right. Well, could you imagine if this was a cure for pancreatic cancer?
Apparently, he's not the only case that has worked on. So.
Oh my goodness! All right. Crazy. Well, we have to stay, we'll do updates on cousin Figel, but let's just pray for him. All right. I also want to give a shout out to Glenn Heindel, James Hughes from Gillsburg, Mississippi, Ed Dotson from Florida, Troy Primo from Lafayette, Louisiana, David Rice, Randy Walker, Bobby Peak, Tom Hills, Bob Lukowski. Prayers to David Lee's wife, Lloyd Jacob Frayne, Eugene Staub. He wrote to me and he said, "You don't sound much like a New Jersey girl." And I just Googled what does a New Jersey girl sound like anyway? And it said there are two accents, actually, apparently. One is the northern New Jersey accent, which for the people who are around the suburbs of New York City, and there's the southern New Jersey accent about people around the suburbs of Philly. So I'm not sure which one of those I fall into. However, I'm definitely 100% New Jersey girl. Hagman 3926, Jeff Wagner, and to our good friend Brian Gibbons, who is recovering from surgery. We want to say hello to all of these fine people. And also, I do want to give a shout out to Craig's sister, Gail, who said she likes when I do the podcast. So thank you, Gail, for that. And
hey, Gail. She says she watches all my podcasts. Says she loves watching Kathy. Says she's
wonderful,
very professional. Gail's 90. My sister Gail is 90 years old.
Oh, God bless her. Wow, yeah. Amazing. Maybe she can come on and do a little podcast sometime. You think we can hook her up? I'd like to meet the Stone Roadie sister.
I'll have to ask her.
Let's get her hooked up.
What do you think, Gail? You want to come on the Stone Roadie show?
Even if she does a phone call, and that would be nice. Come on, let's make this happen.
I think you could do it on your iPhone. You'd have to.
Yeah.
She has somebody that has to help her now to negotiate some of these the new technology. I don't know. Mm-hmm. She could figure out on her own.
And Leon and Wicker, little Leon and Wicker, are with us today. Little cute little dogs. Oh, so sweet. All righty. So Craig, and did you want to say anything before we jump right into 20 questions with Craig?
No, let's just roll with it.
Okay, here we go. Here we go. Starting with question number 1. How many siblings did you have while growing up? What are their names? Who is still living? And where did you fall in line with all of your siblings?
Well, I was the last born, and I had 6 sisters and a brother. And my oldest sister just died, she was at a nursing home and fell and hit her head and died after that. And then my brother, Scotty, he died a few years ago. My sister Gail, who we just talked about, she's 90. And then my sister Jean, and then it was my sisters Jenny and Joan. They're twins. And then it was my sister Jean, and then Judy, who is 13 years older than I am.
Wow.
I was kind of like a late in life child, but when I was growing up, I had like 7 mothers, so yeah, it was kind of unusual.
Okay. All right. Thank you for that. Number 2, what was your childhood like? And did you have any hobbies growing up?
Oh, I had a great childhood. We lived in my father, all my other sisters and brothers and everything grew up down in Parsons, West Virginia. It's like hillbilly heaven, My dad got a job at Goodyear, so he moved up to Akron, Ohio, and we lived in Hillwood Homes. It's the projects where all the hillbillies from West Virginia come up to work in the rubber shops, we lived in Hillwood Homes, and and then we moved out. I moved out here to Green, where I live now. Actually, when I was 7 years old, and so I've kind of based this as my home. There's only two of my sisters that ever lived here with the same time I did. By the time we moved out here, they were all married and gone and everything. But yeah, well, I don't know where that question's going from there. I forgot where we were at.
That's okay. I just want to know what your childhood was like. So you
Oh,
were
I
born in
played.
West
Yeah,
Virginia.
and
Yeah.
I grew up playing baseball. My
Oh.
sister, her boyfriend was played college baseball, and God, when I was just 3 years old, he had me playing baseball and stuff, and heck, I was just a little kid, 6 years old, and I was playing baseball with a bunch of the younger kids, and we in the projects we had a baseball field right across the street from my little house there, So that when we moved out here, the first thing I tried to do was get on the baseball team, and I was only 7, and you had to be like 8 to be on the baseball team, So I tried out, and I was better than anybody on the baseball team, but I was only 7, and you had to be 8, and you couldn't play, and I was devastated,
Aw. So did you
Yeah, that's all
eventually
I
get on the
did.
team?
No, I had to wait a whole year to get on the team. But
Yeah, and then you did. Okay. What was your best position that you played?
I started out as a pitcher,
Okay.
and then I wanted to be a catcher, and then I wanted to play second base, and then I just kind of I was so good, not to brag, but I was so good. I just chose whatever position I wanted to play for whatever game I wanted to play, and that's kind of what they let me do. It's pretty cool. I was always the first pick on the for the all stars or whatever. I was always the first pick and stuff.
Oh, cool. And you see it runs in your family because your son played baseball and then your grandson is one of
Yeah,
the top
Chad.
1,000,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I was the same way with Chad when he was just little. I was throwing him baseballs, and he was, he just grew up like that. And then he played minor league baseball with the Cleveland Indians and stuff. So and then and then he did the same one thing with Tanner, but Tanner's managed to make it further than Chad and I ever did. I kind of got involved with other things.
You certainly did. We're going to get to that in a minute. Okay. Thank you. Okay. Number 3, Craig. When you were a kid, what did you want to be when you grew up? Now, could be baseball player, but what were you really thinking about? Anything
Well,
else?
that was my main thing. I wanted to be a professional baseball player,
Okay.
but then I don't know. That just kind of fell by the wayside. Then I kind of started messing around with hot rods and then I became a mechanic, and heck, I was working in a Chevrolet garage, but going to high school half a day, and then I was a line mechanic in a Chevrolet garage, and then I was a certified Oldsmobile technician, when I was still in high school and stuff. So then, I guess I wanted to be a mechanic, and then I don't know. When I was about 21, I decided I didn't want to be a mechanic anymore, and I got in the sales thing, and did some sales, and then I kind of was doing a bunch of other different things. I'd been married and divorced, and was kind of like freshly divorced, and just kind of experimenting with life again, and that's when I ran into Lynyrd Skynyrd, and
Okay, stop. You answered the question. You're going off to all my other questions.
All right, cool.
So you really wanted to be a baseball player, but you also had an interest in automobiles, right? You
Yeah,
like cars.
yeah. There you go.
There you go. Okay, stop. Okay, here you go. This kind of question is you've already answered, but we're gonna shoot it anyway. Number
This is
four.
where you got. This is got where you got to reel me in and be the director.
I know.
Stone
I'm
Roadie
gonna be like
show.
this. Okay, number four. Here we go. Yeah, I think you've already answered this though. What career path do you think you would have taken if you had not been asked to be a roadie? Where would you be today?
I think I'd have gone into sales. Yeah,
Okay.
because I didn't want to be a mechanic. That just didn't appeal to me. Working on cars all the time. Sales was more money and less work, and that
So
seemed
you're talking about selling new cars, selling used cars, what?
cars probably. Yeah, that Chad kind of got into that same thing that I did. We kind of fell into selling stuff and
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, selling stuff. Okay. All kinds of stuff.
Oh yeah, you name it. Yeah, Chad did everything. I think the last thing Chad did before he was doing the private investigation, he was installing home theaters.
All right, we're going to go back to you. Let's go back to you. Okay, ready? Okay. Now these questions, these next few are about you and your household routine. Okay, number 5.
Me and my what?
Your household and daily routine.
Oh, okay. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, at home. Okay. Number 5. Beginning with what time you wake up in the morning. Tell us about your daily routine. And tell us really about your daily routine.
Well, I used to be a really night owl. I mean, I didn't even go out to the bar until 10 o'clock at night. And now by 10 o'clock, I'm usually in bed with the dogs watching TV. And I laugh about that all the time. But what was the question?
Okay, what time do you wake up in the morning? And
oh, okay. Yeah. So I wake up. I wake up relatively early, but I get up pretty early in the morning. A lot of times I'm up at 7 or whatever, but a lot of times I just get up and stay up for a little bit and do a little wake and bake and go back to bed.
Okay.
It just depends, just depends. I'm retired, so I just kind of do what the heck I want to do, whatever I feel like doing,
Okay. What about your bath? I know bath time is a big deal for you. Take your baths at nighttime, right? That's a very sacred portion of your day.
My hot bath routine, yeah. I don't like to do a lot of physical exercise, so I know you're supposed to sweat a lot, so I run the bath water as hot as you can stand it and sit in there for 45 minutes or so and sweat.
Okay. All right, let's talk about your nutrition. Everybody wants to know. They're asking for recipes. How did you lose 80 pounds? I'm just going to ask you one question. This is number 6. Question 6. What do you usually eat over the course of one day?
Well, a lot of people know that I lost 80 pounds, and they say, how'd you lose 80 pounds? And I tell them, I just quit eating, but, most people can't do that.
No.
I was able to just stop eating, it made sense to me that if you quit eating, you'd lose a lot of weight, and it worked, and I just, kind of, it's like today, I was telling you, I've been on this diet for like 9 days, and I'll go on different weird diets, it's got intermittent fasting, I've been on this thing since I got back from those little routines where we were in the car, and you're just traveling around, and some of those places we went, I drank a little bit too many beers, so then the next day my stomach wasn't so good, so not put many places where you can go. I always like to go places and get some kind of a chocolate milkshake or something. So the only places we could find was the Arby's with the Jamocha shakes. So
Yes,
I
yes.
was, but yeah. So I did that, So I kind of got off my little diet after we were doing those little road trips. So I've been torturing myself, and I've been on 2 eggs a day now for 18 days. But so I was getting a little hungry today, so I grabbed a handful of walnuts, and I started throwing them in my mouth, and I said, "Well, you don't need the whole handful, So I put half of them back down on the counter. I only ate like a few, and then a little bit later I went and had a few more. So pretty soon I had consumed a whole handful. But it's 4:45 now when we're recording this, and I still haven't eaten all day, but except for that handful of walnuts, And I was telling you, I said I haven't lost any weight at all in 18 days, but I don't have a lot of weight to lose. But I've noticed I can't pinch like can't pinch anything,
So I have
But
a question. So the only thing you've eaten today were the 2 eggs? That's all you
I haven't
had?
eaten any.
That's
All
right.
I've had today. I drink my tea, my
Okay.
Chinese tea,
Okay.
and I've eaten a handful of
The
walnuts.
walnuts. Okay. But
And
normally
then,
you said you eat 2 eggs per day, right?
yeah, but
Okay.
that's not time for 2 eggs a day. Yeah,
Okay.
and then I put Swiss cheese on them because
Right.
to get a little
Okay.
fat in my diet.
Right. So you're getting your protein, you're getting some dairy. You eat a lot of you eat the nuts, but I know you eat berries, right? You like berries, so you're getting
Yeah, I
right.
go on little kicks. I haven't had any uh, blueberries and blackberries and that whole routine for a little while, and I was on chocolate covered coffee beans and
Hmm.
chocolate and dried um, ginger and kiwi, and I just do a spectrum of stuff. I know you're supposed to eat a lot of different foods, and yesterday I had a couple oranges, and I eat apples, and I just,
Okay.
kind of, I don't eat a lot every day, but I try to, eat all the things you're supposed to, and not avoid anything.
All
But
right.
when you eat as little as I do, because the human body, you just don't need to eat a lot. And people just think you have to eat 3 meals a day. The human being, I don't think the human needs to eat a lot. You just, need to eat
So, d-
certain things, but
so now knowing you as I have for a year, I know you go through little things where you'll make your soup and eat your soup for a long
I
time,
haven't
and
had
like
any
pots and
soup
pots
for
of
a
soup,
while.
right?
I get
Okay.
off. I
Yeah.
go on a seafood binge for a little bit, and then I
Yeah.
go on a
Yeah.
Mexican binge for a little bit, and I just go on different things in different times, whatever.
Yeah.
But I don't deprive myself of anything. I just
Right.
don't eat a lot of anything.
You were eating that seafood salad for a while, right?
Oh yeah, and
Yeah.
I think you're the one that told me about the, and I think you're the one that got me reading labels. I
I
never.
wasn't there sugar. There was sugar or something in there, right? Was
Yeah,
there?
yeah, you
That's
were
what it
going.
was.
That's not. I said that stuff's pretty good. I went to this picnic. I think it was a whole year ago when that was going down. And I went to this picnic, and my buddy was telling me about this seafood salad, and I got it, and I go, God, this is good. So I went to this picnic, and I took it, and everybody raved about it. And so then I told you about it, and then you said, "Well, there got some stuff in that." And then God, I started reading labels, and every ketchup I could eat in ketchup. I had to go. Now I have to go get this Simply Heinz because it don't have
Yeah.
that fructose stuff in it. And then
Yeah.
automotive, I didn't really know about mayonnaise, but he's got me on the thing about the soy. Everything's got soy in it. God, I don't believe the things I throw away because I read the label. It's got soy in it. Yeah. So there you go.
So you haven't mentioned anything other than the Jamocha shake. You haven't mentioned any type of junk food or cakes or cookies or anything like that. You don't really eat that, right? No?
No.
Okay. Okay. But I do want to just to let everybody know the last time I came out to visit you, New Year's Eve, I brought you a whole box of pastries from New Jersey, the
Oh
Italian
yeah,
pastries.
those were
You went
good
to
too.
town with those.
I think I ate the whole box in one sitting, or
You
no, I
did.
tried to save them. I think I
There was
saved them.
I think it was two sittings. There was a couple of
I
chocolate
saved them.
eclairs, some cannolis, some cream
Oh
puffs.
yeah.
Yeah.
I love chocolate eclairs, the one with the
Yeah.
custard filling.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
got to be the custard
All righty.
filling.
All right. So that was number 6. Let's go to number 7. When you are home alone, what are you usually listening to or watching? Are there any current bands that you like? That's kind of two questions, but music, media, what's on when you're home?
Man, I'm gonna tell you what. For the last 3 days, I've been listening to that Anthony Oliver guy. God Almighty knows he just. I started listening to that first song, Richmond, North of Richmond, and then my God, he's got about 6 songs that are just killer. I mean, the words in them are just so cool, and. He talks. We have a lot in common, I guess. Where he had a problem with the powder and the bottle and the bowl.
Oh,
Yeah, he's a cool guy, and yeah, supposedly it's still possible we might be able to getting him on the Stone Roadie show.
cool.
And yeah,
I,
that would be quite the thing. Yeah, but he is a fan of Lynyrd Skynyrd. I saw one of his videos. He actually redid Ballad of Coors Low. Yeah, and I
I
heard
haven't
it.
heard of him. His name is, what is his name? Anthony Oliver?
Yeah. You haven't heard the name? Oh my
No,
God!
no.
He's the biggest. He sold 2 million. What is that? The thing where you buy the things over Apple iTunes,
Oh, yeah,
did
yeah.
2 million
Really?
overnight.
I have not
He's
heard of him.
been
I'll have to check
offered.
him
He's
out.
been offered like $8 million contracts here recently or something.
Oh,
Everybody. He was on Megyn Kelly with some 5-star general or whatever. And yeah, he's the hottest thing out there. They have to check him out.
okay. I will. What about television shows, though? Do you watch any TV shows? Cable,
You know
news?
what?
What do you watch?
I don't have cable TV. Um,
Okay.
I have an Amazon Fire Stick that's got a bunch of stuff, but
Okay.
I watch YouTube videos, and I don't know. I have I have those driving simulators. I mess around
Hmm.
on those, and then I have a
Okay.
flight simulator, and I just kind of just I do all kind of things.
Okay.
I'm kind of multitasking.
I guess people want to know, what other bands do you like? I mean, any other music besides Leonard Skinner that you like? Or I know you've
You
been in Leonard
know,
Skinner for such a long time, but
oh
I
God,
mean, professional bands. I mean, do you like any other Southern rock bands, heavy metal, rap, country, R&B, jazz, anything else that you kind of
I
like?
don't really.
No?
You know what? It's weird, but I don't really listen to music.
Okay.
I
Okay. Yeah. So I was
I
wondering. I
do
was
I
wondering.
I do listen to old Skinner stuff. I still do. I really uh I listen to Rossend and Collins stuff,
Hmm.
and there's a lot of different things I listen to, but nothing, none of the new stuff. There's people that are really big in the industry, and I couldn't tell you one song they do.
Yeah.
I mean, I've heard
Yeah.
of the band, but if you ask me what song they've done, I couldn't tell you.
Okay. Yeah. Interesting. I know a lot of people are saying that vinyl is coming back. Vinyl, and I'm ready
Mhm.
to get rid of most of my vinyl, with the exception of anything to do with Skinner, Rossington Collins, some of my things that I'll always have. I'm ready to dump vinyl because I don't really put music on at home. I listen to stuff in the car, but that's what I was just wondering.
There
You
isn't
listen to
really anything that I would want to listen to that I can't do a search on YouTube and
Mhm.
see and watch it.
Yeah,
There
yeah,
really isn't. Yeah.
yeah. That's how I feel, sort of. Okay, all right. Cra Craig, number 8. Here we go, number 8 already. Okay. When you are not at home, where is a good place that someone might run into you?
Oh boy. It would have to be at the grocery store or the
Yes.
I don't know,
Yeah.
public
Yeah.
library.
Yeah.
I go there and get DVDs because I don't have I'd cut the cable. I just have antenna TV and I watch. And I have a DVD in my car, so I watch movies in my car. So I go to the library and get certain
Okay.
DVDs.
So somebody might be likely to
American
run.
Made. I just watched a movie, American Made, with
Okay.
Tom Cruise. I got that one. I've been watching that one. And I started watching that series Yellowstone.
Oh,
I hadn't watched that, and now I'm waiting for season 5. I'm gonna get that one from the library. I'm next in line.
so somebody might say, "Hey, I ran into Craig at the library. I ran into Craig at the Giant Eagle. I ran
Yeah,
into Craig. What about the post office?
yeah, the
Right?
post office. Yeah,
Post office.
yeah, the
Okay.
little the green post office. I usually have my post office bucks.
Mhm.
Post
All right.
office bucks 442.
All right. So if
Green
you're
and
around the
yellow.
green area and you want to maybe have a chance meeting with Craig, frequent the Giant Eagle grocery store, the green post office, or the video store or the library.
Uh, I go to the Walmart too. Well, I'm pretty centrally located. There's everything you want
Yeah.
to do is just 2 miles from here. I mean, there's
Oh
no,
yeah. Yeah.
so
Yeah. All right. Yeah. You
except
have
they
a
took
lot of nothing was is when within walking distance.
no,
You
no.
have to drive. Definitely. Okay. Which is the opposite of where I am. I could walk 50 yards and be at a bagel place. Bagel places all over every corner. There's a bagel and a donuts. Okay, number 9. Here we go. Here we go. The marriages. Ready, Craig? Hey, everybody knows you've been married 5 times.
oh yeah.
Of your 5 marriages, we're not going to rate them. We just want to know which was the longest, which was the shortest.
Well, number 2 was the shortest,
Mhm.
and number 5 was the longest.
Okay.
And coincidentally, number 2 and number 5 are the only ones that I speak to occasionally, But
Yeah.
yeah, there's, they're the only two the shortest and the longest are the only two that I speak to
Now, I love
on
the
occasion.
story about number 2. Why don't you just share with us how you met him? I know I love this story. Say it the way it really happened. Come on, tell us right. I want to tell everybody how this went down.
Well, that was during Rossington Collins, and I was on the bus, and she walked by. I was sitting on the bus smoking pot, and I was looking out the window, and I went, "Oh my God!" And I saw this woman, and she was young, and well, at that time I was young, so she was pretty young. So, so I went up and I ran off the bus and grabbed her out of the line, she was looking to get a backstage pass, so I accommodated her. And yeah, we ended up getting married.
Wow, that's crazy. That's great. And how long did that marriage last?
Oh, about 6 months.
Oh, 6 months. Oh, I thought you said it was 6 weeks. Okay, six
Well, it could
months.
have been.
Okay.
Maybe it took a while for the paperwork to get through. But yeah, she's cool, man. She's real cool, man.
Okay, very nice.
Yeah.
It's a great story. All right, here we go. Number 10. Here we go. They're getting good. Do you still date? And would you ever marry again if the right women, number 6, came along?
If the right woman.
Well,
Well, you know,
I'm not going to say man. She'd have to be a woman.
well, no, I mean, well, I would have to say no. You know, I would never get married again. But then, if the bank account of her bank account was big enough, I'd probably think about it. You know, it
Okay.
depends if she was a queen or an actual
Yeah.
queen.
All right. So you would still date. Next question is, what qualities are most important to you in a woman, both physical and intellectual speaking?
Top quality, yeah, in both aspects, yeah. Physically fit, yeah.
Mhm.
Um, not necessarily voluptuous. A lot of guys are really into big boobs. I'm really don't really not. They fall eventually, you know. Not, you know.
Well, tell us, come on, you're kind of skirting the question here. What
Well,
do
I've
you
always been attracted to blondes, I guess. All my wives have always been blondes.
Okay.
I've
Blonde. Okay. Anybody out there? Blonde. What else?
always been much younger than me.
Younger. Okay. What else?
uh, yeah, intellectual. I like women that are smart. You know, I don't like stupid women.
Blonde,
Which, you know,
brain.
for me, I have brain damage, so it's not hard to find a woman smarter than me.
What
You know.
about somebody who has a career? Would
Oh
it be
yeah,
okay
yeah, yeah.
if she wanted to stay home and have you take care of her? Or would you want somebody who has a career and is independent?
Do what? What I want?
Well,
What?
would you be interested in somebody who doesn't work and just wanted to stay home with you, or would you want somebody
That
who's
would neither
independent?
one would matter. Neither,
Okay.
you know.
What
Uh,
about smoking, drinking? Would that be a turn on
none.
for you?
No, I smoking is like, whew, man. That's I can't deal with the smoker, man.
Cigarettes. Cigarettes.
Yeah, and
Okay.
an occasional drinker doesn't bother me. I mean, an
Okay.
alcoholic, even a semi-functioning alcoholic that wouldn't bother me as long as she could handle her booze. As long as somebody could handle their buzz, I wouldn't bother me. But smoking cigarettes is a no. But a drinker. I'd probably drinking now, but I can't. My body just won't drink no more. You know. I always
Okay.
I was a drunk for quite a few years, but didn't do me any good. I wish I could have quit drinking decades ago, but like I said, drinking was fun. I mean, people put down drinking, but some of the best times I ever had in my life, I was drunk. The only time I ever got in trouble, I was drunk. I mean, there was, you know. Seems like the most fun things you ever do, you're drunk. I don't know. It was for me anyway. So,
Okay.
drinking was a bad part of my life, but I don't know if I would change it. It was a lot of fun.
Okay. All right. Very good. Thank you so much. All right. That was number 11. Number 12. What is your best quality? In other words, if you had to think of one word to describe yourself, what would it be? And it doesn't have
Honest,
to be one word. It's just something that you think is your best
honest,
quality.
yeah, honest. Yeah, I think I'm pretty honest.
Yeah.
I'm, you know, and and what do you call it? A lot of people think I'm an asshole, because what I talk about people that are overweight, but I used to be overweight, so I know what it's like to be overweight, and I don't know how anybody can justify being overweight. I was miserable. I mean, mentally, physically, I was miserable. Anybody can justify wanting to live like that, I can't relate to it. I'm so much happier. Um, but what was the question?
No, the question was, what is your best quality, or if there's one word that
Oh,
you would use to
yeah,
describe yourself.
okay, yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I'm a good person. I don't know. If I see somebody if I'm in traffic, somebody trying to get over. A lot of people just pull over and just refuse to let you in. I'm not that person, man. If I see you're trying to, get over, I'll let you know. Trying to get out of somewhere. A lot of people, you know, uh, 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 a lot of people will block the entrance to a place just purposely, in traffic, so people will cause chaos. I mean,
Mhm.
people are rude. It's just not necessary. And the more majority of them, you'll see their car. They're the first car in the church parking lot.
Oh, yeah.
Go
Yeah.
figure.
Sometimes it's ironic. The people who fight you for the closest parking space are the people who go and hit the gym every morning and go work out. Or the people who are just come out of church are the ones who are flipping the bird to people. It's interesting. Yeah,
Well,
it's
I don't know. It's
interesting.
hard for me to judge people. I have brain damage.
Okay. Honesty. I think from what I know of you, I would think you're honest. I don't recall you ever saying anything to me or caught anything that you said that wasn't true. So
I
it's a
won't be
good
deceptive
quality.
toward you for
Yeah.
bad, for any
Right.
reason. People say I sell things on eBay that aren't real, and none of that stuff. That bothers me. Just don't bother me. People. I have a target on my back. I mean, I do. I say I say things and do things people don't like, and I have a target on my back, and I'm not gonna. I'm not. I wake up every morning happy with a smile on my face, and of course, I'm not married.
That's why I have a smile on your face.
I'm happy, but I'm better off by myself, and I'm just one of those people.
Okay, good. All right, thank you. We're on to number 13. Here we go. What did you like and what did you dislike most about being a roadie?
Oh, lack of sleep. Yeah,
Okay,
lack of
right.
sleep. That's about it.
What did you like most about being a roadie?
Traveling.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, there's no place, there's no other, I don't know. I mean, I always wondered, growing up, I always thought, God, I'd love to go to London. I'd love to go to San Francisco. I'd love to go to Grand Canyon. I'd love to, go to New York City. God, I would love to go to Hawaii, Japan, London.
Yeah.
And I've been North Pole. I mean, South. I've never been to the South Pole, but I've been to all those places.
Yeah.
It's and stayed in five-star hotels. I mean, and
Yeah.
traveled in limousines and lived like a king. I mean, I'm just and there was always women around, and there was all the sins of life were everything, anything you wanted to do.
The 7 deadly sins. Did you commit all 7 deadly sins?
It was fun.
Okay. That brings us right into the next question. What is your favorite place you have visited? And why did you like it?
Probably the place in Hawaii that just burnt down. I was at one time I thought I wanted to go to Hawaii and retire,
Really?
But then not anymore. For the last decade, that it's changed. As far as I'm concerned, it's changed over there. But now, my God, and that whole thing over there, that's all contrived. I don't want.
Okay, yeah, let's stick to the 20 questions. So if there was Hawaii was the most favorite place that you visited ever?
Well, Japan, I wouldn't want to live in Japan, but Tokyo, that whole culture, it's really cool over there.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of places, even when I was with Marshall Tucker, and we went to the Navajo Indian Reservation and played for the Navajo Nation. That was really cool.
Oh my goodness, that would have been.
They had parades, and it was like, there was like 95-year-old women sitting in the dirt. I mean, and that's all. An Indian reservation. That's all that's what the white people gave them, dirt. And they're,
okay. All right, this is going really well. I like your answers. All right, let's go to number 15. What is your most prized possession that you have to this day? This is from Griff Martin, this question. Something you own that you acquired from Skynyrd, perhaps?
There you go.
Yep. Nice.
That's Leon's vest.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. When Leon lived here with me, he wanted to go out one night. He borrowed my vest that I got in London, and I went, Leon, don't.
Nice.
Yeah.
Now, where was that made, Craig?
It was I think he paid like $2,600 for this vest.
Okay. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah, he had two of them.
Yeah.
He had two of them, and one of them he wore on stage that he wore a lot, and it was like really worn a lot. And that one he had that wasn't worn a lot. And when one time he handed it to me, he goes, he said, if I give you this robe, with this vest, would it make up for the one that I got off of you and I gave away? I go, yeah. So I don't know why I'm getting
Oh yeah, I see some green. I see some green bleeding through. It looks pretty. I wouldn't worry about it. So that is your most prized possession out of all the things in your home, is the vest?
No, he said what I got from
Skynyrd. Yeah, from Skynyrd.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Well, that's about all I really have left.
Okay.
Okay, we'll just leave that there.
All right. Number 16. Here we go. Tell us about your favorite celebrity or musician encounter.
Jack Nicholson. Have to be Jack Nicholson because I think Brian he last asked that question, I think. And
said, Brian Gibbons.
And he said besides John Lennon, and but I met Paul McCartney too, and that's pretty good, pretty cool too. But Jack Nicholson, he was real cool, man. He was that was a pretty cool encounter.
Well, tell us about the encounter. Did you guys eat together? Did you
No,
smoke
we were in the
together?
trailer at Nebworth, and
Okay.
he came in, and he had this old floppy white hat on, and he had a cane that he could unfold and sit on like a bench, and he had this white kind of coat on and stuff, and he come in and smoked a joint with us, and we were standing there by the doorway looking out the doorway in the trailer, and he was taking a hit off a joint, and he said, and there they were flying in formation, like that line from Easy Rider, pretty funny. Yeah, he was really
Cool.
cool. Jagger was there that day, and there was Elton John and Jagger and Keith Richards and Paul McCartney, and God, everybody was there that day.
I'm
I
going to
met
throw in
some
a
cool
question.
people.
I'm going to throw in a question that's not on the list. It's my own. Was anybody just kind of did not impress you, or was kind of distant or not friendly out of all the people you've ever met? Somebody that you just didn't really like as a person?
Not really, and
No?
nobody that really really stands out. God, I've met
Okay.
so many
They've all been
people.
very
I said,
nice.
me and Alan went down to the bar in Denver, and Opie was there. Ron
Ron
Howard.
Howard, really?
Yeah, I kept calling him Opie. But he was cool, he was
Yeah.
yeah, we've met such an array of people. It's just unbelievable, the people
Wow.
that
That's pretty cool.
I've encountered.
All right. Cool. Okay. Number 17, Craig. Is there anything left on your bucket list that you would like to see or
Oh
do?
boy. Yeah, that not really. I mean,
Really?
not really. Nothing really that I haven't already done that I guess I'd like to travel in outer space, but that's kind of a chance at this time. I don't know. I don't think I can't. There's nothing that's no. I can't think of anything.
That's wonderful because I have a bucket list, you know. I have a
Oh, I'd
question.
like to go to the Maldives. Yeah, is that those islands you were talking about?
Oh, yeah.
Maldives.
Maldives.
Yeah, Maldives. Yeah,
Maldives. Oh boy.
yeah, in the Indian Ocean, that would be cool.
Yeah,
But
Maldives. Yeah.
you were saying that the Bahamas were just as pretty. Yeah, I've never
Exuma.
been.
Yeah, Exuma, Bahamas is amazing. You know, if you look at like satellite Earth from a satellite, you could see those areas of the Bahamas. The Exumas are incredible. They're all sandbars. You know, David Copperfield owns some private island down in the Exumas. They're just amazing. From what I could see, they're the most beautiful islands, just as beautiful as Maldives. Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah, I've been to the Keys. I've been to the Keys quite a few times, but
Mhm.
but I've never been to Bahamas. I've never been to
Oh,
Jamaica. I've never been to, I've been to
oh,
Hawaii a bunch of times, but I've never been to Belize or any place
mm,
like that.
yeah, definitely. It's a
But I
place that
guess,
you need to
that
check out.
would I'd be on my bucket list. I guess, I don't know. I guess I could go stay in that hotel that's underwater where you can lay in that bed
Mhm.
underwater and look at a,
Yeah,
guess that would be
yeah.
kind of cool. I don't know. Yeah, I guess I could think of something, but nothing that really, I wouldn't go. I don't know. I've done some pretty cool stuff that would
You
be hard
have.
to be
You know,
hard to
by the way,
match.
the Ocean Gate disaster from a couple of months
Oh
ago, the
yeah, yeah, yeah,
submarine.
yeah.
So going back before this whole disaster happened, if you had the opportunity to be part of that excursion, would you have done it?
It's not something that would be on my bucket list. I don't
Okay.
think.
All
No,
right.
I don't. That wouldn't impress me. You know.
Okay. Because that was not the first voyage. They'd had at least one successful
Yeah,
voyage
there's a
prior to
$250,000 to
that.
be on that
Yeah.
thing or
To
something
see that.
crazy
Yeah.
like that. And yeah,
Interesting. Interesting. And then
no.
they have the opportunities through to go out to go into space, right? If you have 1 million or something like that, it's a crazy amount of money to go into space. But all righty. All right. So next question, number 18. Okay, what is one thing that most people do not know about Craig Reed?
Oh my God. I thought about that one for a little bit. Uh, I don't know. I guess that they wouldn't think I'm maybe as spiritual as I am. I mean, I'm not
Okay.
religious, but I do believe in high power or whatever you want to say. And I believe in oh God,
Do you believe in afterlife?
divine
Okay.
intervention. Yeah,
Okay, gotcha.
yeah.
Yep.
I believe there's stuff that's happened to me that was just too coincidental to be a coincidence. I guess is the best way to put that. Yeah.
Hey, what are you creating the Maldives behind you? What?
Well, I that green thing over there was bothering me, but I still got. I'll just keep that there anyways.
That's beautiful.
I
It looked
can't
kind of
figure
like
out why I got a green thing coming in here, but
it could be St. Lucia. I was in St. Lucia a couple of years ago. It could be St. Lucia. It's beautiful. Okay.
coming in that side. I don't know why.
So to answer number 18, what is one thing that most people do not know about you is that you're spiritual?
Well,
Okay.
yeah, I'm not religious, but yeah, I think I give the impression to people that I'm a what do they call one of those
Atheist or
atheists, yeah,
agnostic?
whatever,
Right.
yeah, just
Right.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah, I don't know. I Well, that's one I'd have to think about for a while. What was the question? Oh, what people don't know about me?
Yeah.
Um, yeah, yeah. I think that's probably the only. I kind of tried to come up with an answer to that one. Yeah, uh,
Okay. That's a good
yeah.
answer.
There's things going on that you don't know. I guess. Yeah, none
That's
of
right. Have you
us.
ever been lived in the ghetto? Have you ever seen the cold wind blow? If you don't know what I mean, then just stand up and
Stand up
scream.
and scream because there's things
There are
going on
things
that you
going
don't
on that you don't
know.
know. I love that song.
Yeah.
All right. Um, finish this sentence, Craig Reed. If I could do one thing differently, I would what?
Oh, I guess I would go back in time and try to not make us get on that airplane or fix that.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
maybe go back and when Ronnie asked me if I was afraid to get on that plane instead of going, run, no, Ronnie, I'm not afraid of nothing. I'd have gone, yeah, I am a little concerned. Maybe
Yeah.
we gotta think this out a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a great something that we can always think that you'll probably always think about, but we know unfortunately that's not possible. Okay. And there's one more question, Craig. Ready? Number
Yep.
20. If you could go back in time What advice would you give to an 18-year-old Craig? 18, 1970.
Don't
right?
drink and drive.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So those are our 20 questions. They come from an assortment of our listeners and viewers, and the one about the most valuable possession that came from Griff Martin. And I think it was really interesting. It definitely gave us a lot of insight into the Craig Reed that not all of us know, and what kind of person you are, and what your likes are. And I think it was really fun and informative. So the questions that people asked that were not pertaining directly to Craig, we're going to try to do, we'll schedule a podcast next week, and you and I will talk about those questions. And that's it for the Saturday night special number 92 edition of the Stone Roadie Show with the world's most famous Stone Roadie, Craig Reed, and his occasional sidekick, Kathy GODSEY from New Jersey.
All righty then. So I'm going to send this to our producer, our executive producer, and he's going to add the theme song to the beginning and the end. And yeah, that happy trails, you know, but I always see you later, alligator. But you got anything to close with there, Kathy?
Yeah, when you're with me, you have to sing Happy Trails to you live. That's all there is to it. So sing away. Go ahead.
Okay, we done then?
Yeah, go ahead.
Happy trails to you until we meet again. Happy trails to you. Keep token until then. Until the next time on the Stone Roadie Show. See you later, alligator. At the wild crocodile. Podcast 92, and we're out of here. Cut.
Yeah, the Road Stoney Show.